Upgrades.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another JVS movie review. Today, we are bringing you a review of the reboot of one of the most storied comedic franchises ever produced, and that is The Naked Gun. And here's a quick synopsis. Following in the footsteps of his bumbling father, Detective Frank Drebin Jr. must solve a murder case to prevent police squad from shutting down. And this is directed by Akiva Schaffer. Stars Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, Danny Halston. I think I said his name right. I hope I did say his name right. And Paul Walter Hauser, who I've not seen since that Clint Eastwood film. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. But if you are in tune with the feel of early or mid to 2000 comedies and the raunchiness and rambunctiousness of those type of films, you are in for a treat. This is quite possibly the best remake to come out this year for any franchise. At no point in time do the director or the actors unnecessarily take The Naked Gun seriously, but they still fully understand that even though you don't take it seriously, you still can nail the performances. And that's what we have here from a film also produced by Seth MacFarlane. At that point, you already know. At that point, you have someone who understands comedic timing in film, and then you place it with an amazing director and Liam Neeson pulling out one of the best comedic performances of this year, and with Pamela Anderson being an amazing scene stealer. You get the perfect Naked Gun remake here. But as we're introduced to the characters of Liam Neeson playing Frank Drebin Jr. and him catching a case that from the beginning is one of the funniest scenes in this film here. I don't want to give away it, but it's the way they set it up. It's so tongue-in-cheek and it's so self-aware of the film that you're watching here, down to a bank heist scene. And then when the bank robbers get, and the big thing the bank robbers get and what it's called, it's like from the beginning of this film, you're going to laugh because it's just silly. But it's so good and it's so well produced and well written that you go along with the joke. And that's what the Naked Gun franchise always was. Like, it was always fun tongue-in-cheekness of like the Naked Gun, the airplane movies, and all those type of genre comedies that we got in what that was late 80s or early 80s, early 90s type of feel of those type of comedies here. And this one takes it all and runs with the storyline. And amazingly, it's a storyline that's actually interesting. And that's what makes it even better of a film, is that it feels like while you're going to get the tongue-in-cheekness of a Naked Gun film, you're still going to get a storyline that's going to be just perfected enough for you to be intrigued. And the pacing is almost perfect. It's a joke a minute. Every time you turn around, it's a punchline joke. And it's consistent throughout the movie. It's a coffee joke that's consistent in this movie that is funny every time you see it. And it just never feels stale as you're watching it, as you're going down that path. And then once we are introduced to the character played by Pamela Anderson, whose brother is someone who Frank Drebin is investigating his murder, once you get those two on screen together, their chemistry is amazing in this film. And they play so well off of each other. And also Danny, who plays the main villain in this film, as he tends to play the villain in almost every film he does. But again, everybody's so tongue-in-cheek with it. It works so well. It's a scene at a nightclub where Pamela Anderson is scatting. Hey, jazz scatting, for people who may not know what that means, is just that I'm not going to do it, but it sounds like multiple sounds coming out of someone's mouth as a beat plays in the background. It is one of the funniest things I have ever seen, for her to be able to do that. Again, that this is at the heart is what makes a Naked Gun film a Naked Gun film. It's all the silliness that Liam Neeson manages to pull off as Leslie pulled off years ago in doing these type of films, and just to get someone as serious, like this is the guy who made Michael Collins. Like this is the guy from Taken. Like this all this seriousness that you're accustomed to getting from Liam Neeson, and the way he flips to this comedic punch and his comedic timing in this movie is amazing. This is possibly the best feel good comedy you're going to get this year. Definitely the best comedy of the summer. Like this is a film that you have to see and have to sit back and enjoy. It's gonna have its times where it may feel a little too much for certain audiences who aren't accustomed to the raunchiness of certain comedies from yesteryear. But if you're accustomed to it, and if you go into it and it's called Naked Gun, you kind of know the type of film you're going to run into and get here. But what you get here is a film that's also well directed, well written, and perfectly acted. Like I don't think you could have found better leads for a Naked Gun film than Liam, Pam Anderson, and Danny. I don't think that's humanly possible. They all knock it out the park in these roles, and again, it keeps you intrigued throughout the whole film. It's a silly plot, but they know it's a silly plot. At no point in time does this film take itself overly serious. And then you get CCH Pounder, who takes on the role as the lieutenant for Police Squad. Amazing. And the limited scenes, every one of them are great. And that's what you need from a Naked Gun film, is that everybody's in on the fun of what makes these films so hilarious and what makes them stand the test of time, because you could go back and watch the original Naked one to the last Naked Gun before this remake and still be entertained by all of them. And this film keeps up that momentum. It is, again, it's the most faithful remake I've seen. Like it's amazing how clean this movie was to sit through and watch, and how it just goes by so fast. I mean, it's a short movie, and they understood there's no reason to drag out the storyline here. You get into it. Liam Neeson cracks as many jokes as humanly possible. Pam Anderson cracks jokes. We get dog humor. We get every form of humor that you could get in a film. They put in this Naked Gun film, and they make it enjoyable to watch it. But the Naked Gun, which comes out this Friday, out of a possible 10, I'm going to give the Naked Gun a 9 out of 10. This is the best comedy of the year. These are two of the best comedic performances I believe you will see this year. This film is quick, fast, and funny. It's literally no more to say about this movie. It's set up for maximum enjoyment of people who love comedies. And these type of comedies don't get made anymore because the overarching thought was that audiences didn't want these type of comedies anymore. But between this weekend, Naked Gun this weekend, and Happy Gilmore 2 last weekend, like it's showing that there's an audience for these type of films. And as long as they're done well, I think your audiences will absolutely love them. And Naked Gun, again, is the best release comedy this year. But check it out. Let us know what you think. This has been another JVS movie review. Peace, people.